If you want to become more powerful and explosive, you're going to love today's video. Whether your goal is to become a better athlete, age gracefully, or just be able to keep up with your kids, you need to be incorporating power training into your workouts. But let's be honest, what exercises are best? And how should you perform them for maximum effectiveness? Here are 7 tips that I've used with everyone from NBA and MLS All-Stars to Gen Pop clients who just want to move and feel great. Let's go. Micro ballistics are a great way to introduce power training into your workouts. If you're coming off an injury, or maybe you haven't done a lot of explosive work lately, it doesn't make sense to come in and do a max effort box jump or sprints on day 1 because your body simply isn't ready for it. Instead, start off with low-level reactive exercises that develop the connective tissues like tendons and fascia. Some of my personal favorites here include band-assisted pogo jumps with different foot positions, jumping rope, and throwing a bouncy medicine ball off the wall repeatedly. This type of work may not be the sexiest thing you can do, but it definitely preps your body and tissues for more intense power work down the line. Throwing medicine balls is one of my favorite ways to get power work into your programs. The best part here is that throwing a medicine ball is a one-off expression of power. In other words, you don't have to slow it down or control it, at least initially. Simply throw the ball, let it hit the wall, and then pick it up and throw it again. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see here is using too heavy of a medicine ball. Power is defined as force times velocity. So if you're using a ball that's too heavy, it'll really slow you down and negatively impact your power production. Last but not least, feel free to play around with different variations of throws and body positions as well. Similar to med ball throws, box jumps are a fantastic way to build power without having to absorb too much force. Think about it like this. If you were to go out and jump as high as you can, it's not just the jump, but the landing that puts a ton of stress and strain on your body. And at least initially, your body isn't prepared to deal with those landing forces. So I actually like to break the jump and the landing into 2 different pieces. Now, as for the box jump itself, you can't really do this wrong. Just make sure you start with a low box and can control the landing. And then from there, as you build confidence and power, feel free to add in hurdles, single leg variations, or anything else you can think of to spice them up. While standard box jumps are fun, unfortunately, life and sports don't always happen straight up and down. And that's why we need to spend some time training in different force vectors. For example, football and soccer are very horizontally focused sports, so broad jumps have great carryover there. Or if you play a sport like basketball, volleyball, tennis, or even pickleball, you need to be able to move side to side. So whether you're an elite athlete or a weekend warrior, don't limit your jump training to strictly vertical jumps. Start integrating both broad jumps and lateral jump variations into your program. Not only will they make you more powerful and explosive, but they're really fun to perform as well. This one should seem obvious, but sprinting is a great way to improve your power and explosiveness. And if you're a young pup watching this video, by all means, get out there and get after it. But if you haven't sprinted in years or even decades, please be smart and start short and easy. I actually prefer to start with a prowler or sled sprint first. Not only does this slow me down a little bit, but it also reinforces good acceleration posture and mechanics. Then from there, you can start with short accelerations and build up in both the intensity and distance that you're sprinting over time. But again, I'm begging you, please be smart and start short and easy. The last thing you want to do is pop a hammy the first day you try and sprint. Biggie once said, number 9 should have been number 1 to me. And that's kind of the case with number 6 on our list. Learning how to decelerate, absorb, or redirect forces is absolutely critical if you want to be powerful and explosive, but also if you want to stay healthy to boot. That's why one of the first things I do with all of my clients and athletes is teach them how to break more effectively. Now, there are tons of options here. Depth landings off a box, drop squats with a kettlebell, snap down variations. Seriously, the options here are limitless. The key is to find exercises that work for you and meet your body where it's at. In general, you want to start with shorter ranges of motion, lighter weights, and/or moving slower than you think you should initially. Then over time, you can get more aggressive in building your breaks. Last but not least, I absolutely love kettlebell swings for power development. And gone are the days where you just have to do one standard swing variation over and over and over again. In fact, if you want 10 awesome swing variations that you can start using to build your power and explosiveness, please go check out this video right now.